What's up, guys? And today we're going to be talking about another very significant snowstorm that could be affecting the Midwest at the end of this week or the middle of this week. Even the areas that were just impacted by this snowstorm that happened the past 2 days. So what we're going to see over the next couple of hours is these storms are going to move eastward and bring very severe thunderstorms, tornado risk, hail, and very strong wind risk up and down the whole East Coast. As you can see, as the storm moves east, they kind of strengthen a little bit, and then they move on out. And then as soon as the storm gets off the East Coast, you have another piece of energy coming in from the west, and this is where our storm is going to come from. So you see there's two low pressure systems formed into one, and it continues to move eastward, and you can see it drops to a 983 millibar low pressure system and becomes a very strong snowstorm. You can see that pink is extremely heavy snow. And these are some of the areas that just got impacted by the storm that happened a few days ago. So if you live in these areas, you're obviously used to a lot of snowfall, but this is still going to be very strong impacts for this storm, as well as you're just cleaning up from the last storm. So what does the Euro show? The Euro shows something pretty similar. The storms move out, and the storm comes in, and then it starts to develop. It's not quite as strong on the Euro model. It only gets to about a 988, and it kind of moves out and brings some storms to the northeast, even develops to a little low pressure system. And then you have another storm, and it looks to be very active. But what we're going to be looking at with this is the timing. And if you see, I'll go to 72 hours out, and then I'll go to compare models. And this is where you can see for the selected hour what each model is saying. So this is the Euro model, and then this is the GFS. So you can see how both models have about the 72-hour mark as the strongest point of the storm. But the GFS is a 984, the Euro is a 986, and you can see that snowfall is a little bit further south on the Euro model and not quite as heavy in some of the spots as the GFS model. So those are going to be the details that we have to continue to iron out over the next couple of days. As we move closer to the storm system, probably about tomorrow night, we can start looking at the NAM model. But what it looks like so far to me is that we're going to be dealing with a very big storm in the Midwest and around these areas right here. The GFS does show a very, maybe a la-la land number of snowfall, because it does show over 20 inches. But I wouldn't rule anything out. You can see in these areas, and these reds are going for over a foot, and these pinks or purples, you're going for about 8 to 10 or 8 to 12, and you continue to move east, north, up to 17, and then you can see how the Euro is a little bit more south and west if you look at the snowfall, and also how it's not as strong because it doesn't really show that snowfall like it did on the GFS. It shows about 8 to 10 inches of snow instead of the 21 inches that the GFS was showing. So yeah, you can see it's showing about 8 inches of snow here, and then it's showing like a band of 5 a lot more further south, all the way down in Kansas. It's going for 8 inches. So we're going to have to continue to iron out the details of where the storm will exactly be and how powerful it'll be. We can take a look at the Canadian, because it's not the best forecast model, but it's also not the worst. And you can see that this is based off the snow. It doesn't look like it really has anything. You can take a look at this, and there's your storm. And it does actually develop, but it doesn't really deepen and get strong until it's a lot further eastward. And then it brings a snowfall event for the Great Lakes region. So you can see that we have a very significant storm on our hands, and we don't know what's going to happen with it. And that's why I'll have another video tomorrow. But if you guys like the weather, then subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, hit the like button. Other than that, I'll see you next time.